So today I want to dive into a topic that just about every feminine on this journey has experienced at least some point in time in their journey. And honestly, overwhelm can keep reappearing over and over and over in our journey. And I want to talk about it today because if you've been feeling overwhelmed on your twin flame journey and you can't stop thinking about them, you're emotionally drained, you're mentally overwhelmed, and nothing on your path seems clear to you, then I want you to know that this video is for you. And if you're new here, I want to welcome you. My name is Melissa, and this is the Sacredness Within You. And I created this channel to help support the feminines who are on the twin flame journey, rediscover that sacredness that's within them, that's wanting to rise up and to cultivate inner union. And so if you're ready to become the woman who is no longer available for third party dynamics, breadcrumbing, the emotional highs and lows, or even navigating life and this journey from your conditioning and limiting beliefs, and this channel is for you. And I encourage you to subscribe and follow because each week I bring out a video to help support you on your twin flame journey. And what a lot of feminines believe is that this overwhelm that we experience is because of the connection, that this overwhelm is coming from the connection to your twin flame itself. But here's what I actually want to show you today is that this is usually due to something deeper within you. So I want to talk about 3 different ways that overwhelm can show up in your twin flame journey. And keep in mind that if you're feeling overwhelmed in your journey, chances are there's other areas in your life that are overwhelming to you. And these are literally 3 reasons that overwhelm shows up. Because remember, our twin flame journey doesn't create the overwhelm. It activates a part of us that has felt overwhelmed in the past. And it's the same thing with everything that we experience in our journey, the abandonment, the rejection. Our twin flame doesn't create that wound. They activate that within us and highlight that within us so we can see it, heal it, unravel it, step into a new identity of who we are. And many of you are missing that shift of transforming and creating a new identity, walking a different path. Many of you are still healing and doing the healing work, but still walking the same path. You haven't shifted your identity, and that's a missing piece, and that's for a whole nother topic. But I want to start by talking about the 3 main reasons why you're experiencing overwhelm. The first one is that you're experiencing physical overwhelm. This means your environment. This can be that you're not getting enough rest. Perhaps your schedule is packed, which I see time and time again with the feminines that I work with. Literally, their schedule is packed and there isn't any room for them to sit back and breathe, to do the actual healing work that this journey calls you to do. And so if that is you, start understanding why is it that your schedule is packed, because that's giving you information as well. Another way this shows up in terms of physical overwhelm is constantly consuming more information about the twin flame journey, more information about fill in the blank. But for most of you, it's going to be about the twin flame journey. And what starts to happen is when you start consuming, what happens is all of that information is then going to cover up your truth. And you're not going to be able to understand what is your truth, what is your soul wanting you to experience. But not only that, a lot of you consume information thinking that this is actually helping you, but it's keeping you stuck from actually doing the work that is necessary. Another way that the physical overwhelm shows up is that your environment, it doesn't feel safe or It doesn't feel supportive to you. And your system is going to feel that overwhelm, especially in your nervous system. And nervous system regulation is part of our journey, it's part of the work that we're here to do. And when your body is overwhelmed, it is really hard for you to feel clear, to find that clarity within your journey, within your situation. And it's difficult for you to ground into anything, whether that's your body or whether that's into Mother Nature. These things simply cannot happen because the overwhelm. And the other thing too is when you are physically overwhelmed, you can't ground in and stay connected to your actual connection. So the second way overwhelm shows up is through emotional overwhelm. So this is a combination of your mind and your emotional patterns. And so in your connection and within yourself, this shows up as obsessively thinking about the connection, overthinking things like the conversations you've had, replaying those, looking at back at past text messages, wondering if you did something wrong, or thinking that you should have said something differently. And if you did, then maybe he would continue talking to you. It's also trying to figure this journey out. So many of you are navigating this journey from here on up, when this journey is really about navigating from here on down, because our mind cannot understand this journey because it's not a journey of the mind. Your spiritual awakening is not a journey of the mind, it's a journey of the soul. And it's through understanding how our mind operates that can give us insight to our conditioning, our limiting beliefs, and even like our programming that we have in our subconscious mind. But the part where a lot of you misses is like navigating it from here on down, because your nervous system actually carries a lot of the emotions from the past, the wounds and the traumas that you experience. Your body keeps score, and you will continue to play out these same patterns and cycles with emotional patterns and looping until you actually address the body. The other way this emotional overwhelm shows up is by constantly looking for signs. I know I was really guilty of this one for a really long time. But here's the thing, signs don't come when you're looking for them. Signs come and synchronicities come when you're in alignment. You know, if you're constantly looking outside of yourself, that means you're out of alignment. You're not trusting what's on the inside. And when you start to feel this emotional overwhelm, the best way that I can think of it as is like your mind is like a computer. Like if you were to look at a computer and look at the screen, it's like you have way too many tabs open. You have like 50 tabs open when you really need to only have one or two. And over time, when you have too many tabs open, you can start to identify as someone who's always overwhelmed, who's always confused, which keeps you also perpetuating that same cycle. And so it's important to look to say, what tabs can I close? What things am I trying to control that I'm not meant to control that's creating this overwhelm, and close that tab and allow God to orchestrate things for you. You know, and some of that emotional overwhelm comes from trying to control your environment, your situation, your emotions, because so many of you are trying to fix your emotions versus actually feeling them. And the more that you feel them and you allow them to come up, the less overwhelmed you're going to be. The third way overwhelm shows up is through spiritual overwhelm. The best way that I can explain this is that it's like you're ignoring your intuition, you're focusing more on the connection than your own path. And there's a part of you that's holding on instead of moving forward. And the other way this spiritual overwhelm shows up is when you see the sign, you receive the synchronicity, but you're ignoring it and you're completely out of alignment. So when you're out of alignment, it like creates this friction within you. And this constant friction is telling you that you're on the wrong path. And many of you find that you're on the wrong path. And I truly believe, and I don't say this, from like my ego, but I truly believe if you have found me, that chances are you're experiencing this overwhelm, that you're on the wrong path. And I'm here to guide you back on your path because I know what that feels like. And for those of you that have followed me for a really long time, know that I always say that for a few years, I was out in left field and I was trying to find my way back home to home base and I couldn't find it. And thankfully, God and the universe sent Jill and Rami to help me find my way back to my path. And I believe that I'm here to do the same thing for others. And so this friction that we have that's going on inside of us can create that overwhelm. And the only way you can know if that's what's happening is by connecting with you, clearing away all the debris, clearing away all of the clutter, and hearing your voice, hearing your own intuition. And I think when we're doing this work, it's really easy to get caught up in thinking you have to fix something. And I actually found myself in that way this morning when I was getting ready. And I thought, why am I trying to fix myself? Because I haven't done that in a really long time. And I thought to myself, why am I not sitting with the tension that's in my neck and shoulders and connecting with that part to understand how I'm controlling? Because for me, when I'm trying to control something, the tension shows up in my neck, my lower neck and my upper back. And I was like, I'm not here to fix anything. I just need to understand. I need to gather the information. And that's what I want you to understand about this overwhelm. It's not that you're doing something wrong. There's nothing that you have to fix. This overwhelm is trying to give you information. It's trying to give you a message. And so instead of trying to like push it away, numb it down, or fix it, actually ask it. What is this here to teach me? And close your eyes and connect to that part of you, and it will help you understand. Because when something is showing up in your body like that, like the example that I had about having tension in my upper back and my lower neck, it's your body and your mind and your soul saying something needs attention. Like we can't ignore this. Like our body is always communicating with us. And the only way you can understand what it is telling you is by actually connecting to that part of you. Because I think a lot of feminines, when you're in this overwhelm, this journey starts to consume you. And it's not meant to consume you. It's actually meant to bring you back to yourself and helping you become the woman that you're meant to be in this lifetime. And if what I'm talking to you about and sharing with you is really resonating with you, and you're realizing, okay, this overwhelm is something deeper than I thought. Inside my community called Rise, I have actually uploaded a teaching where we go deeper into this and understanding these layers and understanding why overwhelm is showing up. I even guide you through a practice that you can do to help you navigate through overwhelm. Because if overwhelm is happening in your twin flame journey, chances are it's going to happen in other areas of your life as well. Because things don't just happen in one area, they happen in multiple areas. So if you're ready for that kind of support, then I invite you to join us in Rise. And if that's something that you're feeling really called to do to receive that level of support and to actually utilize this to help you propel your journey forward, then I'll leave down in the description box a link to Rise so you can become part of that community. And I want to just remind you of something, is that you don't need more answers. Many of you are still seeking for answers outside of yourself. You actually need more space and more time and more support to be able to reconnect to yourself, because many of you are deeply disconnected, and it's okay. I was once there. That's why I said I was out in left field for a really long time. And once you start becoming more connected, that's where the clarity actually starts to come from. And if you're experiencing overwhelm right now on your journey, I would love to know which one of these things is really resonating with you, where you're like, oh my gosh, I'm totally in physical overwhelm, and stuff, because I'd love to hear what's resonating with you, because I know that you're not alone. And as always, it's such a pleasure to be on this journey with you. And if you found value in this video, I invite you to give this a thumbs up so this video can get connected to other like-minded individuals such as yourself that want to see messages like this. And as always, I'm sending you all so much love and light, and I cannot wait to connect with you in the next video. Until next time.